What's up, traders? My name is Vincent Mokotedi, the founder of Vinboss Signal Factory with over 7 years of proven trading results. I am the only trader who trades publicly with my community. Every single trade, wins and losses included. No hiding, no manipulation, just transparency and real trading results. Furthermore, I would like to tell you that I've already built a Telegram and a WhatsApp community filled with serious traders only. The best part is it's free to join. All you need to do is number 1, register with XNS under our exclusive link. Number 2, verify your trading account. Number 3, fund at least $100. Some traders are funding $1,000 to enjoy higher profits. When you fund, you will get to receive the following that I will mention. Firstly, it will be the weekly Forex forecast of all the major pairs, gold and silver included, daily signals and analysis for London and New York sessions, fundamental news breakdown on major economic events. You will get again a course called Beginner to Pro Ultimate Course for both beginners and struggling traders seeking consistency. Proven strategies tested and verified by myself and other professional traders. One-on-one mentorship where you can request personal attention to deepen your price action and signal understanding. But that's not all. If you are not registered with us or you're not ready to switch over to XNS as of yet, you would still receive daily analysis of 6 pairs only, which includes the euro dollar, the pound and the dollar, the euro Canadian dollar, the pound Canadian dollar, the euro and the pound, and last but not least, the US dollar and the Canadian dollar. You will only receive the London session analysis only. That is a limited access that we give to those who are not with us. So don't miss out on all the full access to premium trading education, signals, and membership. After funding, send proof of registration to WhatsApp 068 060 5332 for instant access to everything. So traders with the euro and the dollar, let's first recap what happened yesterday, of course. Now, on Monday, we had a 2-wave pattern to the upside, which was expected, of course, and got a very strong bearish pressure. And we tried to continue with the bearish pressure yesterday, but it was not enough to continue the downside to reach 1.1716. Instead, we got invalidated in the late hours of Tuesday. And for now, we're still not in a trade, so it would be best if I do explain what happens earlier so that you can be prepared for the movement. Now, I do expect this to give me a little bit of a pullback before continuing to the downside. This would be a great place to look for bearish patterns, of course, or rather, if the market today on Wednesday continues the upside to retest the second supply zone right here, this would also be a great place to look for the downside. So the overall direction, it's still based to the downside. We are not yet structured to the upside or looking for any buying opportunities going into this week. So without wasting further time, traders, let's go straight to the pound and the dollar. Traders with the pound and the dollar, it's very similar to what the euro and the dollar did. No movement at all on Tuesday. So after the entry, we did get invalidation, but after all, we did reach the first supply zone, of course, and we are still structured to the downside. That's why I'm expecting one last pullback, whether it reaches the supply zone or it does not. Look for bearish patterns and formations, of course, as soon as the London session open, and continuation to the downside to make that 1:3, right? Now, there was lack of volatility yesterday, and I think there will be lack of volatility again today, but we will see. It depends on the fundamentals of today, and today this market will only be quiet only if it's following a certain procedure. So without wasting much time, traders, this video, I would like this video to be short, so I don't want to go into details every day. So there are days where we just go into details and the videos goes long as possible so that we can cover a lot of aspects. But today we are not going to go into details. So with that being said, traders, let's go straight to the euro and the Canadian dollar. Now, traders, I know what I said yesterday. I said I don't like the way this. If you missed yesterday's analysis, please make sure that you go back, you understand what I did say and how this might unfold. Now, I did mention to you that I do not like the way this pullback has just strengthened to the upside. It did not reach our weekly break of structure, of course, but already it is exhausted. The sellers are out of control now. The buyers are in control. So, which means this for me is a break of structure level. What do I expect after this? The market came down to retest. I think we might continue to the upside. This is option one, to continue to the upside, of course. And there are better options out there whereby we might find that the market would continue to the upside, of course, after the break of structure, come down, get 60 pips or 1:3 to the upside. This would be what we usually do, 1:3 to the upside, or even from these levels, if we do not get a deeper pullback. There's a possibility of a deeper pullback to come down and retest around this level right here, 1.6300. This would also be a great place to look for buying opportunities. This is a signal that the Canadian dollar is weak. Now, with that being said, this would be the first signal, and if we do get a deeper pullback, this previous supply zone would be the demand zone, of course, and turn to the upside. Now, with that being said, traders, these are the three options that we have now because of the change of structure. This is because of the change of structure. Yesterday, this was what I said. I did mention to you, traders, that yesterday I did not like this pullback. The way it looked impulsive, going through the 61.8 Fibonacci, going through the 78.6 Fibonacci. Now, this does not look safe for anybody who knows how to use the Fibonacci retracement. So, all in all, what this means is that there's a strong change in the market and the Canadian dollar is one of the weakest currencies. So with that being said, traders, we are now structured to the upside going into this week, and those are the options. If we do get a continued pullback before we go to the upside right here, this would be a great place to look for buying opportunities to the upside. And if we do get a deeper pullback, it doesn't matter how deep, this would also be a great place to look for buying opportunities to continue to the upside. So with that being said, traders, let's go to the pound and the Canadian dollar. And for me, this is still structured to the downside, of course, because of the levels of supply that we do have. We are not already here close to the weekly break of structure, and this is still within the ranges of our Fibonacci retracement. Now, traders, with that being said, what do I expect? I do expect to see a continuation to retest the supply zone, the second supply zone, and a continuation to the downside. Now, why do I buy the EURCAD and sell the pound and the Canadian dollar? It will only be visible on those two pairs, the euro on that currency pair, which is the euro and the pound. When we analyze it, we will realize that the euro is much stronger than the pound. That results into the pound having a small momentum to the upside, or maybe susceptible to the selling pressure. So with that being said, traders, this is the pound and the Canadian dollar. So let's go straight over to the euro and the pound, where we can explain why we treat these individual currencies on their own merits. And traders, I know we were not supposed to cover this, but this was just a show that there's strength in the euro more than there is strength in the pound. So everything else still points us to the upside, regardless of what uh levels we have reached. Of course, here right at 0.8742, but anything can happen from this level. We might be looking for shorts, of course, but those shorts for me will be expected to reach both of these levels before continuing to the upside, unless we reach the break of structure right here, which is where the end of the buying opportunities will end this week. And with that being said, I did mention to you the reason why I'm talking about this thick blue line right here. It is the daily supply zone or the daily resistance, and before breaking it, we might just come down and then continue to the upside. So with that being said, traders, let's go to the US dollar, Canadian dollar, because I've just showed you the strength in the euro versus the pound and why I treat the euro and the Canadian dollar different, or treat them with their own respective strength. So let's go straight to the US dollar and the Canadian dollar. And traders, with that being said, that means that the US dollar and the Canadian dollar has already been structured to the upside. What do I expect? A pullback from here to retest these levels right here, or to retest the previous supply zone, which will now act as our demand zone at 1.3814. This would be a great place to look for buying opportunities and continuation to the upside to make that 1:3. Now, if you are someone who's paying close attention to these videos, you would understand one, there's a change of structure in the EURCAD, there's a change of structure in the US dollar card, and both are negative for the Canadian dollar and positive for both of these currency pair. Now, the market, for me, what does this mean? It means that it is not clear this week. It's best if you choose uh the strong versus the weak, just like we are always doing on the real account traders community, because right now on weeks like this, we do have uh the best currency pairs setups of the week that don't include the free what YouTube free list only, but but you can still make money with this. So with that being said, what you expect is a pullback to the downside. Let me clarify this. What I do expect, pullback to the downside and a continuation to the upside. Now, if and only if this does happen, if we do get a pullback to the downside, that means on the euro dollar, this pullback will look like our demand zone is holding, and then end up continuing when the dollar goes strong, end up continuing to the downside. So we have to be careful. But tomorrow, of course, I'll be here to analyze and help you. But right now, we have a very busy week with us on the real account traders community. I hope some of you join the real account traders community. It's very easy. Remember, traders, it is very easy for you to join. All you have to do, firstly, is register under our exclusive XNES link. Secondly, verify your account details and fund the minimum of $100 or more, and then send proof of registration to admin at 06806053332, and you will be automatically added to the group to get trading signals, of course, both of the London session and the New York session every day. And after posting both the London session and the New York session every day, you will get unlimited pairs and the best pairs of the week using our strong versus weak currency comparison. So with that being said, traders, this is the US dollar, Canadian dollar for us, and we will see you again tomorrow with the London session. So with that being said, traders, thanks for watching this video and happy trading today.